This is the blessing with which Moses, the man of God, blessed the Israelites before he died. He said, "The Lord came from Sinai and dawned on his people from Seir. He shone forth from Mount Paran. With him were myriads of holy ones. At his right hand advanced the gods. Indeed, lover of the peoples, all the holy ones at your side. They follow your heels, carry out your decisions." And Moses charged us with this law as a possession for the assembly of Jacob. A king arose in Jeshurun when the chiefs of the people assembled and the tribes of Israel united. May Reuben live and not die out, but let his numbers be few. Of Judah he said, "Hear, Lord, the voice of Judah, and bring him to his people. With his own hands defend his cause, be a help against his foes." Of Levi he said, "Give to Levi your Thummim and your Urim, to your faithful one. Him you tested at Massah, contended against him at the waters of Meribah. He said to his father and mother, I have no regard for them." His brothers he would not acknowledge, and his own children he did not recognize, for they kept your words, and your covenant they upheld. They teach your ordinances to Jacob, your law to Israel. They bring incense to your nostrils and burnt offerings to your altar. Bless, Lord, his strength, and be pleased with the works of his hands. Crush the loins of his adversaries and of his foes, that they may not rise. Of Benjamin he said, "The beloved of the Lord, he abides in safety beside him. He shelters him all day long. The beloved abides at his breast." Of Joseph he said, "Blessed by the Lord is his land, with the best of heaven above and the abyss crouching beneath, with the best of the produce of the sun and the choicest yield of the months, with the finest gifts of ancient mountains and the best from the everlasting hills, with the best of the earth and its fullness, and the favor of the one who dwells on Sinai. Let these come upon the head of Joseph, and upon the brow of the prince among his brothers. His firstborn bull, majesty is his. His horns are the horns of a wild ox. With them he gores the peoples, attacks the ends of the earth. These are myriads of Ephraim, and the thousands of Manasseh. Of Zebulun he said, "Rejoice, Zebulun, in your expeditions, exult, Issachar, in your tents." They invite peoples to the mountain where they offer right sacrifices, because they suck up the abundance of the seas and the hidden treasures of the sand. Of Gad he said, "Blessed be the one who has made Gad too vast. He lies there like a lion. He tears the arm, the head as well." He saw that the best should be his, for there the commander's portion was assigned. He came at the head of the people. He carried out justice of the Lord at his ordinances for Israel. Of Dan he said, "Dan is a lion's cub that springs away from a viper." Of Naphtali he said, "Naphtali abounding with favor, filled with the blessing of the Lord, take possession of the west and south." Of Asher he said, "Most blessed, the sons of Asher, may he be the favorite among his brothers, and may he dip his foot in oil. May the bolts of your gates be iron and bronze. May your strength endure through all your days. There is none like the God of Jeshurun, who rides the heavens in his prayer, who who rides the clouds in his majesty. The God of old is a refuge. A support are the arms of the everlasting. He drove the enemy out of your way, and he said, Destroy. Israel abides secretly. Jacob dwells apart, in the land of grain and wine, where the heavens drip with dew. Happy are you, Israel. Who is like you, a people delivered by the Lord? Your help and shield. With the sword of your glory, your enemies cringe before you. You stride upon their backs. Then Moses went up from the plains of Moab to Mount Nebo, the peak of Pisgah, which faces Jericho, and the Lord showed him all the land, Gilead as far as Dan, all Naphtali, the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, all the land of Judah as far as the western sea, the Negeb, the plain, the valley of Jericho, the city of palms, and as far as Zoar. The Lord then said to him, This is the land about which I promised on oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I will give it to your descendants. I have let you see it with your own eyes, but you shall not cross over. So there in the land of Moab, Moses, servant of the Lord, died, as the Lord had said, and he was buried in a valley in the land of Moab, opposite of Beth Peor. To this day, no one knows where the place of his burial. Moses was 120 years old when he died, yet his eyes were undimmed, and his vigor unabated. The Israelites wept for Moses in the plains of Moab for 30 days, till they had completed the period of grief and mourning for Moses. Now Joshua, son of Nun, was filled with the spirit of wisdom, since Moses had laid his hands upon him, and so the Israelites gave their obedience, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Since then no prophet has arisen in Israel like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. In all the signs and wonders the Lord sent him to perform in the land of Egypt against Pharaoh and all his servants, and against all his land, and all the great might and the awesome power that Moses displayed in the sight of all Israel. This is the word of the Lord.